If you've been thinking about stopping drinking for a while, or perhaps you've been trying to do that for a good amount of time, then you already know what alcohol is costing your physical and mental health. I don't need to tell you about the cost of you being hungover, or the cost of not eating well, rushing through things, or not being fully present for the people who you care about. I don't need to talk about the cost of you not being trusted to look after your grandkids overnight, or your kids saying to you, "Oh, I've already told you this, I'm not saying it again." I don't need to talk about the cost to your relationship, your job performance, and your overall well-being. You already know about those costs, and yes, they really, really matter. But today, I want to talk about cold, hard cash. And you're probably thinking that I'm going to talk about the cost of buying alcohol, because after all, it is expensive, right? Even if you only ever drink the cheap supermarket wine, and the fact is that you probably don't, but let's say you did, that's still going to be, what, £6 a bottle? And I work with a lot of women who drink almost a bottle every night, probably more at the weekend. So that's easily 42 quid a week, more than $50. But like I said, the reality is that some of that wine is also going to be bought in restaurants or in bars, where you might also be paying for expensive cocktails and taxis home and all the stuff that comes with drinking out in bars and so on. It's just not always easy to see these costs, especially with the supermarket wine. Because if you keep picking up a bottle with a few other groceries, the costs all blend in a bit, so you can really easily lose track. If you stop drinking, do make sure that you download one of those apps, for your phone, an app that can record this for you, so you can work out how much money you are saving by not drinking. I have had students pay for entire holidays using the money that they saved from not drinking. Recently, I had someone buy a new pony with her booze savings, which was just incredible. And people always say to me that my Getting Unstuck course, my stop drinking program, it's virtually free because it pays for itself within weeks. So I've talked about a lot of different costs there, but honestly, the costly mistake that I wanted to flag up to you today is one that you might be at real risk of making this week, because Black Friday is coming up, shortly followed by Cyber Monday, and online shopping in the sales when you've had a few drinks. Oh my goodness, that is a risky business. And if you think I'm joking about this, I'm not. I did the research, and drunken online shopping is a huge business. So I looked at the stats on this, and here in the UK, 1 in 6 adults have made an online purchase whilst drunk and not remembered it until the parcel arrives on their doorstep. So that's according to one study. In the US, 17% of Americans are guilty of shopping whilst under the influence, spending an average of $300 each. So that's the equivalent of $14 billion over the past 12 months, which just blows my mind. And of course, this makes sense. When you're drinking, you are far less likely to think about the consequences of what you're actually buying. Plus, drinking alcohol can really magnify that sense of lack, which can make you want to buy stuff to fill the void. And a lot of people don't actually get that, because most people will tell you that they drink because it relieves them of the negative feelings that they have about themselves or their life or whatever it is they're going through. But actually, that often doesn't happen. And you know this. You know this. Just think about those times when you've had a lot to drink, and yet you're still moaning about your bad day or your bad boss or feeling upset. So, contrary to popular belief, alcohol does not wipe all that stuff away. It can actually make it worse. And buying stuff to make yourself feel better, especially when it's on offer, especially when there's scarcity thrown in and you're being told stuff like, you're never going to see this price again. It's a really deadly combination. It really plays on your emotions. I remember towards the end of my drinking days buying a huge red chest of drawers that I thought was going to be this amazing statement piece in my apartment. The next day, when I came to my senses, I realised, like, A, in no way was it going to fit where it needed to go, and B, I didn't really like it as much as I thought. And to be honest, I couldn't afford it, not even in the sale. Fortunately, I did manage to get that one sorted out. It got cancelled, but I know from hearing other people's stories, it's not always that straightforward. So take care in those Black Friday sales. And perhaps this is a good time to review how much alcohol is costing you right now. How much is it costing you financially? And how much is it costing you in other areas of your life, all those other areas? We pay a high price for drinking, that's for sure. So take care and have a hangover-free week.